We want to make music for a living, which means that's our main income. We don't work another job and then do music on the side. Music is our job, which means we need to sell something to actual people. So as music artists, what is our product? Obviously it's our music, but maybe it's a little bit deeper than that. And we're going to talk about that today. Hey, I'm Craig from the Dot 8 Studio, and we're talking about going from musician to artist. So last week I unpacked a little bit about business and where business fits into being a music artist. Today I'm going to expand on that and have a look at what our product is. And a product is basically our music, but we need to look at how we're packaging that so that people will want to buy it. Because unless people are buying our music or buying an experience with our music, then we're not making an income of it. We're just doing music for fun. And that's kind of where we are now, but we want to go next level and actually do music for a living. So we need to have a look at what our product is, and then we have to have a look at what makes an audience devoted enough to our music that they would part with their money to experience that. So we're going to chat about that today, and I basically want to unpack what music is and what a song is to us as humans that means that people want to listen to it. Like, why are we listening to music? Why are we spending so much money on going to shows and a Spotify subscription and all that sort of stuff? Because there's something about music that we love. So I want to look at that as the creator, and then I want to look at that as the consumer, and that will help to package music as a product. First, we need to look at why we create in the first place. I think as humans, we're just designed to be creative people, and you look all around us and everything, like you kind of box creative people into the arts or whatever. But if you look at even our city that we live in here, there's new things happening all the time. There's new buildings going up. Everybody is creating. Every business is really about serving or creating new things, because that's what we do. So as musicians, what are we kind of doing? What are we creating? I think music is just a great way to get in touch with our feelings and in touch with our emotions and kind of share that and get that out. We've got stuff that's stirring in us. We can get that out, whether that's love or despair or whatever it is. But it can be easier to kind of write it down and kind of hide it in lyrics and then put it out there than maybe it is just to talk about it. So I know as guys, generally, we're not very good at talking about our feelings. In my case, me and my wife, we're the opposite. So Jamie will rarely share about her feelings, but I'm always open for a chat about feelings. But maybe you're not like that, but maybe song is a great way for you to actually get those feelings out. So that's kind of why we write. We're inspired. We want to get it out. We want to produce something. We're feeling something inside us, and a song is a way to produce that. So that's kind of stage one of the song, I reckon, is just having that feeling and creating it. Number two is actually producing that physically. So a great thing about a song is that you can actually record it, sing it, write it, and then have it out. So no longer is it a feeling or an inspiration inside. It's actually something physical outside that can be listened to or reproduced or whatever it is, but it's actually out. So we've got that thing out of us, and that's stage two. And I think this is something that we see all around us, not just in musicians, not just in artists, but everywhere. Like builders, you look at houses going up all over the place, you look at any sort of car manufacturers, whatever it is, we're all creating. We have these ideas that we get out. So for us as music artists, that is getting this song done. So stage three is the interesting one, which is really what this whole thing is about. And that is that it needs to be completed by somebody hearing it and by it being consumed and looked at by somebody else. So if you think about art, I always try and draw parallels to other art. If you go to a gallery, that's kind of that's where you want to be as an artist, or you want to sell your painting or something. But for you to just paint it and then just stick it in the cupboard is only doing two of the three stages, not kind of completing the process of creating. Whereas if you painted something, then you put it in a gallery and then hundreds of people came through and looked at it and connected with it, then you've kind of got a completion of the cycle. So our music is no different to that. We can write it, we can produce it, we can have it, but then when we chuck it up on Spotify or when we play it live and people hear it and connect with it, then we have a completion of the cycle, and that creative process is then complete. People can connect with it in a lot of different ways. So it's not always that emotional feeling connection. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you hear a song and you go, that is exactly how I feel. That is exactly what I've been trying to say. That's exactly what I've been trying to kind of get out. And it's just in that song, and you connect with it at an emotional or a feeling sort of level. Sometimes it's just appreciation. I know when I was listening to a lot of metal, I have no idea what they were singing about. but I could just appreciate the super cool riffs or the rhythmic parts or something that was just a bit different and abnormal, or how they got that bit to sound really heavy or something. There was just appreciation. I don't know how much emotion was involved, but even intellectually, I was just like, that is cool. That is a cool creation. So I connected with it that way. And I do a similar thing now with production. If I hear some really cool production elements in a song, I can have no idea what they're singing about. I don't know if it hits me emotionally, but I'm just in awe of this sound, and I just want to hear more of it. It moves me, and I would pay for that experience because of the connection that I had with hearing that song. So for me, it's the importance of this stage 3 that is making our music a product. This is the part that's making us be music artists for a living. It's not the songwriting. It's not the producing and the recording of a song. It's that people would listen to it and connect with it. If we can get stage 3 right, then we begin to make money off our music. We begin to do this as a career and continue to push it forward. And that means that we get to write more. That means that we get to record and produce more. But it means that our audience is connecting and loving our music. And that is the golden ticket. So when we're looking at our product, what we're really doing is creating experiences for our audience to grab and to hold. And that's what they're going to pay for. So perhaps that is just a song, or perhaps that's a video, or there's a ton of different ways you can kind of go about producing this or creating this experience. And that's a whole episode in itself that I've been working on. Like, what can we do what are our experiences? What are some of the product lines we can run? I think it's important though to understand the concept of what our music product is and what we're doing as music artists before we can really figure out the best way to deliver it. So the flip side of us having people connect with our music is being the audience and actually connecting. So this is where we can think about our favorite artists and the music that moves us the most. And what is it we love about it? What is it about that show that we just would pay hundreds of dollars to go and see? What is it about that music that we listen to on Spotify that means that we don't care that money comes out every month? We need that in our lives. There's that connection and that building by just listening to music. We just love listening to music. So that is the end game, and that's what people are paying for. So we have our music product. We have our music experience that people are going to want to spend money for. But why are they going to want to spend money for it? And the answer is, like I touched on last week, because they get value from the music. They enjoy our music so much, the experience so much with our music, they connect with it so much that they're willing to part with their money because they value that music experience. And then we can use that value to continue to write music and create more experiences. But it comes from that trade-off of value. Now, the only way that you can get value, like we talked about last week, is if you genuinely care about your audience and you genuinely want to make music that does connect with them. Because if we don't love our audience and it's all about ourselves, then people aren't going to want to buy into that because it won't mean anything to them, because it only means something to you. So writing these music experiences, coming up with these different products that kind of let your audience in to see you, means that they will value what they're doing. You actually have to love your audience. You actually have to appreciate your audience for real and realize that they are the thing that is driving your music career. They are the thing that is making sure you can be a music artist for a living. It's not how great you are. It's just not how great you are. It's how great your fans think you are. How much your fans appreciate you is directly related to how much they're willing to pay for your music. So the more you can appreciate your fans, the more that you can love on your audience, the more people are going to get around your music because they can feel that love and that connection as well. If you're not looking after them, they'll just bounce to the next guy that does look after them. That's just a fact of life and as humans, and we all do that. If the music is great but you're unapproachable, then you're going to really struggle to make true fans that are willing to part with their value for it. They may listen to you on Spotify, but they're not going to go to your show and they're not going to sign up to your live stream. They're not going to try and get closer to you because you don't seem that appealing. You've got to love your fans. So you know how, like at the end of a show, and we kind of laugh at it and scoff a bit when they kind of say, I love you so much, thank you, I love you. I think the best artists genuinely mean that. I think the best artists genuinely understand this is all about my fans. If it wasn't for them, I would have absolutely nothing. Without them, I'd have a box full of CDs that I never sold. Without the fans appreciating me, I wouldn't have the encouragement and the drive to write the next album. It's really about the audience appreciating what we do. but they'll never get to that point unless we appreciate that they appreciate. It's kind of this cycle. So when we look at our product, yes, our product is music, but our product is also how we deliver that music and how we let our fans respond to the music, how we show our fans that they are important and that we're doing this for them, that we're creating experiences that they will connect with, that we're writing songs that will move them, maybe bring them to tears, maybe bring them joy, whatever it is. We're creating live streams so that people can connect with us. We're selling merch so that people can have our brand and it can represent them. That's how strongly they feel about us, that they're happy to have us as artists represent who they are as humans. That's kind of our product, is that third part. We write the song, we reproduce it, we have it connect. That's the part that makes money, not music. That's why there's sucky songs out there that are produced badly that are making lots of money, because they still have fans that are listening to it and connecting with it. We can have good music. We can spend all the time in the world making good music and producing it really, really well. But we need to make sure that we're connecting with fans. That is our product. Our number one product is connecting with fans. I talked about this on an episode way back that we're pretty much influencers. When we're on Instagram, people are following us not because they know who we are necessarily, but because we're influencing them with what we do. They want to know what we're having for breakfast. They want to know that we're walking the dog and that we're a normal person. All those sort of things. All the things we follow the big famous people for is that experience, is that connection, is that two-way street. It's not just all about the artist and we just keep giving them money because they're so great. No, we feel a connection with their music and we feel a connection with their music experience and we want to spend our money on it. So that is our product as a music artist. I think at the end of the day, building a loyal fan base is a ton easier than getting famous. Building a loyal fan base is heaps easier than getting famous. It's just one step at a time. It's actually just loving and looking after people and moving towards, and this is just mindset stuff. There's nothing really practical here for you, and I apologize about that, but I think practically just switch your mind to see what this is about, to see that it's about making sure your music connects with people. If you can understand that in your head, then the rest of it is so much easier. Your songwriting is going to be easier, your recording approach is going to be easier, and your promotion is going to be a lot easier if we can get this mindset around what we're doing as music artists. How do we do music for a living? We serve and dish up great music experiences with a loyal fan base. That's all from me today. I hope you got something of value out of this. If you did at all, if you found anything valuable, please just give this video a like for me. You can subscribe to the channel. I'm doing new videos every week, just 15 to 20 minutes, talking about this very thing, going from musician to artist. So we're covering branding, playing live, songwriting, recording, and promotion. So you can plug into that if you just want that weekly dose of encouragement and just a few tips on moving forward as a music artist. Hey, make some music this week and we'll talk again soon.